degrees. If you come hang out in our cooler, you will get cold and want a jacket. But we do British ales. We do them traditional way. They're cask conditioned, which isn't really a thing most places, but almost all of our beers are cask conditioned. We pull them out of the fermenters early. We cask them up before they're done. We put them in a walk-in and they sit for anywhere between 2.5 to 5 or 6 weeks before we can serve them because they're carbonating naturally. We're using beer engines to pull them. It's a really traditional thing. It's really common all over the UK still, but nobody in the States really does it. I know Freewheel in Redwood City, and as far as I know in California, that's about it, other than specialty one-offs. So that's us. As far as our story, James, the other owner, and myself have had a love of English beer, having traveled over there. And just the whole drinking experience is a different thing. There's a pub, not quite as prevalent as Starbucks here, but not far off. So it's a really common thing for somebody to drop in, grab a pint on their way home from work. The beers tend to be lower gravity, so you can go in, put one down in 10 minutes, get home. Nobody even knows you were gone. Or if your friends are all there, stay and drink 10, and you're not going to be falling under well, maybe 5. But it's a different drinking culture. It's a lower gravity. The crazy West Coast hops aren't anywhere near as prevalent, although they are starting to become more popular over there. But it's a different texture. You get a really different texture from the hand pumps, and we really loved it. And with all the craft beers and breweries coming out, we kept waiting for somebody to do English beers. And we had a couple breweries here, and then Santa Cruz Mountain showed up 10 years ago, and then there's Discretion, and it's growing and growing, and we're waiting for somebody to do English beers, and nobody was doing it. And eventually it was like, wow, maybe we should just do it. We've been making them at home because we loved them and we couldn't get them anywhere else, and eventually we just decided to suck it up and buy ourselves the most expensive beer we've ever had. So, eventually it should pay for itself. Fingers crossed. So that's us, that's what we do. And I think that's all I got. You can find us East Cliff and 17th, right next to the Dollar Tree.